Well, thanks for rejoining us. Let's now cross over to Nakita Roberts to bring us the bulletin of news. Good evening.
Good evening, Marka, and good evening, everyone. President Joseph Boakai has sent a congratulatory message to the government and people of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on the occasion commemorating the National Day of the country on September 23rd, 2024. According to a foreign ministry release, President Boakai, on behalf of the government and people of Liberia, conveyed warmest congratulations and best wishes to His Royal Highness King Samad Abad Aduhizad I shouted and through him to the people of Saudi Arabia as they commemorate this auspicious occasion. The Liberian leader expressed the cordial ties of friendship and cooperation assistance between the two countries and people will be strengthened in the spirit of the international solidarity. He furthered that Liberia and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will work together in furtherance of deeper cooperation at the United Nations and other international forums aimed at promoting international peace and security. The Liberian leader prayed that the Almighty Allah continue to give His Royal Highness abundant wisdom and strength as He leads His people to greater heights. The United States Embassy near Monrovia has announced the arrival of a high-level U.S. government justice delegation to Liberia. The embassy said the delegation in the country for that's from September 22nd to September 24, 2024. They are here to strengthen cooperation between the U.S. and Liberia in the justice sector, mostly in effort to establish a war in economics crime court. According to a press release issued by the U.S. Embassy on Monday, the delegation consists of representatives from several key U.S. government agencies, including the Department of State's Office of Global Criminal Justice, Homeland Security Investigations, the Department of Justice U.S. Attorney Office in Philadelphia, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. The group will engage with members of the Liberian government, law enforcement officials, the legal community, and civil society groups, according to the U.S. Embassy statement. The embassy emphasized that the delegation bring extensive expertise in investigating and prosecuting war crimes, as well as supporting victims. During their visit, they are expected to collaborate with Liberia counterparts, sharing best practices on prosecuting complex cases with a focus on trauma-informed and victim-centered approaches. Beth Van Schaick, the U.S. ambassador at large for global criminal justice, praised Liberia's commitment to establishing the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court. The visit is expected to strengthen partnership and foster the exchange of ideas, with the hope that both nations will learn from each other experiences in bringing justice to victims of war and economic crime. The establishment of the War and Economic Crime Court has been a key demand from international and local human rights advocates as Liberia continues to address its post-war conflict justice system. Representative Musa Belity has blasted the leadership of Senate and House of Representatives for not doing much to gain the Liberian the trust of the Liberian people. The Nimba County District 7 representative said on several occasions he and other members of the legislature have requested the leadership of both the House of Senate and House of Representatives to commission an audit of the legislature to show the financial dealings of the body. Representative Ability said it is regrettable that their request for an audit to ensure the legislature remains that's regained the trust of the people have been downplayed by the leadership. The Nema County lawmaker expressed his belief that the actual power of the state is not squarely with the president, but greatly lies within the legislature, stating that electing new president frequently is not the solution to Liberia's problem. Representative Ability made a statement Sunday night on Spoon FM. The Civil Service Agency has disclosed government plan to transition from paying employees through mobile money to banking. According to a letter dated September 23rd, 2024, the CSA said on September 20th, 2024, the Civil Service Agency issued a circular memorandum closing the mobile money payroll of the government of Liberia. The CSA decision, according to the letter, followed discoveries of multiple unexplained and questionable transactions through the government paying system, something the CSA said can no longer vouch for the integrity and credibility of the mobile money payroll. In the said memorandum, that's the CSA requested heads of spending entities to inform their employees to open bank accounts to which their salaries will be deposited effective November 2024 and onwards. Veteran Liberian lawmaker Senator Edwin Snow has called for an immediate investigation into the report regarding the purchase of a Zero vehicle for Commerce Minister Ahmed Mordad by Medtech through the Liberia Revenue Authority. Minister Ahmed Mordad has since denied the claim, stating that no vehicle was purchased in his name or for him as an individual. He said all documentation linked to the vehicle but to support the revenue generating functions of the Commerce Ministry bears the name of the ministry and owned by the government of Liberia. But Senator Snow, speaking Sunday night on Spoon FM, called on President Boakai to swiftly intervene to save the image of his government. The Bomi County Senator termed the alleged act as a violation of the budget law and an act of corruption, questioning the reason behind the Liberia Revenue Authority purchasing a vehicle reportedly valued over 100,000 United States dollars for Minister Ahmed Mordad. Snow said the budget law states that no official of government except the president, vice president, the speaker, and the pro tem should buy vehicle worth more than 45,000 United States dollars. He also alleged that the operation of MedTech is heavily being backed by some past and current officials of government who are benefiting from the company. Senator Snow, who recently joined the National Patriotic Party, has therefore called on President Boakai to take immediate action to stop doing business as usual with MedTech. A 3-day national conservative workshop for the formulation of Liberia's blue economy strategy is expected to start this Tuesday in Monrovia. The workshop is aimed at defining priorities, issues for the development of the national blue economy strategy that's for Liberia and identify key priority areas for national development. The 3-day workshop is organized by the African Union, Inter-Africa Bureau for Animal Resources, according to a NAFA press release. As part of activities during the workshop, the National Fishery and Aquaculture Authority, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Conservation International National Port Authority, and the Liberia Maritime Authority, among other line ministries, and agencies are expected to present a separate override of the National Blue Economy Initiative. The current situation, issue, opportunities for the blue economy, and challenges. The release quoted the agenda of the workshop as saying the participants from various line ministry and agencies will be divided into working groups of 3 to define the overall objective of Liberia Blue Economy Strategy. It will also identify key priority issues for national development, identify and prioritize sectoral areas for inclusion in Liberia's Blue Economy Strategy based on their potential for sustainable development and economic growth and development, and develop a comprehensive implementation plan for Liberia's Blue Economy Strategy. The Secretary General of the Congress for Democratic Change, Jefferson Koji, has called on former Chief Justice Chancellor Gloria Musu-Scott to see her incarceration and subsequent acquittal in the Charlotte Musu murder case as a driving force to pressure the government to find the perpetrator. Addressing a news conference on Monday at the headquarters of the CDC in Congertown, Jefferson reiterated his support to the Supreme Court's decision to acquit Chancellor Scott on grounds that her accuser failed to produce sufficient evidence to find the former Chief Justice and her co-defendants guilty of murder. The CDC Secretary General recounted what he termed as malicious lies and dangerous propaganda told about him while serving as city mayor of Monrovia under the former ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, linking him to the commission, that's the commission of the act. He said it is sad and disappointing on the part of those who accuse him of using one valid tally, an employee of the Monrovia City Corporation, to murder the victim. Could you believe that Councillor Scott, having served in one of the country's highest positions, faced accusations of murdering her own niece, incarcerated under the former CDC government and later acquitted under the ruling Unity Party administration, should be concerned about her character. The former city mayor also called on the Boaca County administration to allocate adequate adequate financial resources to enhance the full investigation leading to the discovery of the would-be perpetrator of the crime. Meanwhile, the CDC Secretary General is calling for punitive action against individuals responsible for altering the national budget in the tune of US 20 million and urge the legislature to go deeper into the matter. And away from Liberia, at least 30 decomposing bodies have been found on a boat off the coast of Senegal, military authorities says. The Navy was informed of a vessel that was adrift about 70 kilometers, that's 45 miles from the capital Dakar, according to a military statement on X. They brought their wooden canoe into port on Monday morning. Recovery, identification, and transfer operation have been made extremely delicate by the advanced state of decomposition of the bodies. The statement said there have been a recent increase in migrants setting off from Senegal for Spain, Canary Island adjoining of more than 1,500 kilometers, that's 950 miles across the Atlantic Ocean, given how decomposed the body were. The migrants were probably adrift on the Atlantic Ocean for many days before fishermen found them. Investigations are underway to determine what and where the boats departed and how many people were on the boat, the army said. That's RCR News Bulletin. Is back to you, Maka.
5 minutes of news about Liberia and the rest of the world. One of the top stories we are following tonight: United States Embassy announces the arrival of a high-level U.S. delegation to enhance efforts in establishing the War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. Representative Musa Belete has blasted the leaderships of the Senate and the House of Representatives for not doing much to gain the trust of the Liberian people. The Nimba County District 7 representative said on several occasions he and other members of the legislature have requested the leaderships of both the Senate and the House to commission an audit of the legislature to show the financial dealings of that body. But the Nimba County lawmaker said it is regrettable that their requests for an audit to ensure the legislature regains the trust of the people have been downplayed by the leadership. He spoke Sunday night on Spoon FM. Yes, Nima County District 7 Representative Musa Belete there speaking on Sunday night. Still at the legislature, veteran Liberian lawmaker Senator Edwin Snow has called for an immediate investigation into the report regarding the purchase of a luxury vehicle for Commerce Minister Amimudad by Medtech through the Liberia Revenue Authority. Minister Amin Modan has since denied the claim, stating that no vehicle was purchased in his name or for him as an individual. He said all documentation linked to the vehicle bought to support the revenue generating functions of the Commerce Ministry bears the name of the ministry and owned by the government of Liberia. But Senator Snow, speaking Sunday night on Spoon Talk, called on President Boakai to swiftly intervene to save the image of his government. The Bomi County Senator termed the alleged act as a violation of the budget law and an act of corruption, questioning the reason behind the Liberia Revenue Authority purchasing a vehicle reportedly valued over 100,000 United States dollars for the commerce minister. Here's Bowman County Senator Edwin Snow there speaking on Sunday night. The Secretary General of the Congress for Democratic Change, Jefferson Koji, has called on former Chief Justice Gloria Musu to see her incarceration and subsequent acquittal in the Chala Musu's murder case as a driving force to pressure the government to find the perpetrator. Addressing a news conference Monday in Monrovia, uh, Koji reiterated his support to the Supreme Court's decision to acquit Councillor Scott on grounds that her accusers failed to produce sufficient evidence to find the former Chief Justice and her co-defendants guilty of murder. The CDC Secretary General recounted that he or what he termed as malicious lies and dangerous propaganda told about him while serving as city mayor of Monrovia under the former ruling coalition for democratic change, linking him to the commission of the act. He said it is sad and disappointing on the part of those who accused him of using one Valley Teller, an employee of the Monrovia City Corporation, to murder the victim. Koji believes that Councillor Scott, having served in one of the country's highest positions, faced accusations of murdering her own niece, incarcerated under the former CDC government, and later acquitted under the Unity Party administration, should be concerned about her character.
What happened? She lost her daughter. Two things are happening. If nothing can stimulate the Chief Justice and the President to find the murderer, I don't know where else. That's Torgbean Chapter. You went to jail. It was a public shame and embarrassment. You should be serious, inspired, trying to find this murderer who have caused your family so much pain. Not that only the innocent child was murdered, but even you who the parent was subjected not just to the international embarrassment, but international, also international. In my history, they said you will be the first Chief Justice ever to go to jail in the way you go to jail. If this is not a reason, if this is not sufficient, oh God, to show that the perpetrator, that the murderer is being discovered. We have the state, there's a major, there's a landmark thing. I'm calling on the government to investigate, to pour money into this thing. Do not leave this burn. There was issue there and then people were not investigating. Can we not invest money into this case so that we can go deeper and find who is the murderer? Something that I really want you to know. There are a lot of people around the world who still have Jerome Frederick, who's in America. He's not a ghost. He's a human being, a respectable, very respectable lawyer. He decided for our PRC commission here. While people in God go to bury the meaning of this young woman. She's there, bury her without self no purpose, but finding the perpetrator will bring no joy.
In another news, Jefferson Koji is calling for punitive action against individuals responsible for the alleged alteration to the national budget of some 20 million United States dollars. He urged the legislature to go deeper into the matter.
Senate have said that they have investigated and this part of operation was the final minister, which means that the Waka needs to take action. You see that action will all be impacting the people to take action. Mr. Waka was trying to rip to take action. If it fails to do that, you understand? I'm going to just to do that into an only institution, only invitation of the people to consider taking action. We also directly see and over 60 million of monetary authority. Leading to this idea when people cannot afford tuition, Mr. Walker got very 100,000. 100,000. We told that our hospitals is shut down because there is no food scale. We think these people are dying. The hospital, they have never happened before. It's a testimony to the fact that there is so often to release the statistics so that we can do it as a people say. We are not saying we reaching for a bathroom and having this thing. No one is back our place. We do love these people for this country because we forget we know that this is one who is insecure in real and travel and to do things. These people are behaving that look when you go and do something, that put that down and that will be start for it.
He is the Secretary General of the former ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, Jefferson Koji, there speaking at a news conference today in Monrovia. Well, news coming in said the Liberian Senate has concurred with the House of Representatives on the passage of the recast budget at U.S. With shifting in line with government's priorities. We hope to bring you details of this in our subsequent news program. But little past the half-hour mark, let's now join Edwin Batafoyan to bring us posts on news decks tonight. Good evening, Edwin.
Good evening, Maka, and good evening, everyone. The president of the Liberia Kickball Federation has vowed to reject the amount allotted for the federation due to the insufficient budgetary allocation for Liberia's traditional sports. Speaking during the closing ceremony of the 2024 league season at the SKD Sports Complex, President Emmanuel SurpriseWie disclosed that the leadership of the Liberia Kickball Federation has decided to reject the minimum amount that cannot help to run the leagues, taking into consideration the broadcasts they get in the process. President Weir continued that it is a shame that Liberia's own sports kickball lacks its own playing pitch, adding that it is even more embarrassing that women who play the sports lack dressing room. He appreciated Senator Sir Joseph and Lofa County Senator Momo Saros of Monserrate and Lofa counties for their support over the years, irrespective of their being absent this league season to aid the Federation in time of financial crisis, and lauded the media for the consistent publicity intended to sell the activities of the Liberia Kickball Federation to the public. Staying in kickball, Vision Sister has won the 2024 championship of the Liberia Kickball Federation for the first time in the club history. Vision Sister won the championship after league leaders Royal Sister conceded defeat to Angels of the Sky or Axe Sister in their last encounter that would have handed them the championship had they won. Scores of the club supporters and players were seen jubilating the club historic championship at the SKD Sports Complex on Sunday afternoon after seeing their wish of assisted winning was materialized. Meanwhile, Freeman won the 2024 National Kickball Second Division Championship. They were crowned champions after finishing the 2024 league season first place with 33 points, while runner-up Soma Girls with 29 points and Shooting Star Tier with 28 points. After that, Matty Barrow defeated Cecil Morgan's 46-59 points in the third encounter of the best out of 5 series, making the Liberia Basketball Association First Division champions. Matty Barrow led Cecil Morgan by 14-15 points in the first quarter and 30-23 points in the second quarters as well before there are hundreds of jubilant fans at the SKD Basketball Gymnasium in Pinzio. Arad Fadel and head boss will participate in the upcoming Men FIBA Clubs Championship expected to take place in Libya. The basketball veteran, who is the head coach of Matty Barrow, was recently praised by Barrow Sports Association for handling the steering affairs of Matty Barrow basketball team in the country. Here is the highlight of the Rollers celebrating after their victory against Cecil Morgans. Meanwhile, Highway Kings defeated Spartacus in Sunday first match 49-29 points in the second division category of the Liberia Basketball League to force Spartacus to gain 4 after early taking the 2-0 lead with 2 straight victory. A win for the Highway Boys in game 4 will leave the score 2-2 with a game ban in hand to decide the championship. The two teams will meet this Wednesday at the SKD Sports Gymnasium in Pinzio. And away from Liberia now, FC Barcelona recorded a 5-1 victory against Villarreal on March the 6th of the Spanish La Liga, moving 18 points top of the league table, 4 points away from defending champions Real Madrid, who controversially defeated Espanyol 4-1 on Saturday evening. It's back to you, Maka.
The Montserrado County District 5 representative has threatened legal action against individuals linking her to the shooting incident in the police academy community. According to her, individuals who were heard on radio stations tarnishing her reputation that she is interfering into the community elections must be prepared to provide evidence. Well, we are sorry we cannot bring you the audio from that story. The commissioner of Congo Town, Edward Lahide, is calling for a holistic approach in tackling the alarming issue of flooding across the country. Commissioner Lahide said floods have had serious devastating impact on the citizenry, adding the situation needs collective efforts by all to prevent greater impact. Following a destructive civil law court eviction in the Lower Street community in Pinzo, several residents of the area are calling on the national government to quickly intervene into the matter. In early June of this year, an eviction order was released by the Civil Law Court A following a writ filed by Peter Amos George claiming legitimacy over the property. In response to the claim, the residents of Lower Street community asserted that the plaintiff in Peter George does not in any way have a link with the legitimate family in possession of the land. The residents also argued that the land had since had 66-year-old Madam Helena Tisdale, the mother of a Liberian international football star, Tonia Tisdale, as the owner ever since the death of her husband. Well, some residents of the Lover Street community in Painesville, they're speaking following an eviction order from the Civil Law Court. Back to this story, the Commissioner of Congotown, Edward Lahai, is calling for a holistic approach in tackling the alarming issue of flooding across the country, where we still cannot get the except, but this one Representative Priscilla Cooper has vowed to launch an investigation into allegations of shooting during the police academy community election on Saturday in Painesville. She spoke to RCA News via mobile phone. At the same time, Representative Priscilla Cooper has threatened legal action against individuals linking her to the shooting incident in the Police Academy community election. She is Representative Priscilla Cooper of District 5, Montserrat County. Finally, residents of Johnsonville and its environs are set to benefit from a 3-month vocational skill training program under the Cancanstown Community Leadership. The vocational skill training program is aimed at empowering residents of the township of Johnsonville, making them marketable in society to contribute to nation's building. Hagar Gonda is the youth chairperson of Cancanstown and has been explaining more about the training program.
We came in contact with otherwise city through our quest. We feel that the young people of our community have power, and that is because it was part of our promise to build community. So we says, oh yeah, given the opportunity to represent them, we show that they have power. So because of that, following the elections, we've been around how we can get food and So when we think in help us in ensuring that we meet that promise to our people, that's how it came across the NYC to one of his executives. And then we had a conversation, and yes, and that was just how the relationship started. During our conversation with them, they committed to train only females from the community. We encouraged to ensure that they provide them basic skills in three categories, which include the soap making, the beauty care, which as part of that you have the hairdressing, the patches, the face beauty, all of these things, and also the pastry. And
Also speaking, the Executive Director of Liberia Youth and Communities Empowerment Program, Victor Howard, assured residents of Johnsonville of his organization's commitment to work with the leadership of Kankantown to ensure the training is successful.
On the front of the vocational skill training program, it is something that we do collectively from our own letter and their resources that we raise from our other professional works. So we get contributions sometimes from the board, and sometimes we also get contributions from community people.
Well, he's Victor Howard. We hope to bring you more of that in our subsequent news program. Well, this is all the time we've got to be with you on News Desk tonight. But before we go, a recap of the top stories we followed. United States Embassy announces the arrival of a high-level U.S. government justice dedication to enhance efforts in establishing the War and Economic Crimes Code for Liberia. Representative Musability blasts the leaderships of the Senate and House of Representatives for not doing much to gain the trust of the Liberian people, re-echoes calls for an audit of the legislature to regain public trust. Following her recent acquittal by the Supreme Court, CDC Secretary General Jefferson Koji wants former Chief Justice Gloria Musu to pressure the government to find the killer of her niece, Charlotte Musu, and of the home front boat with 30 decomposing bodies found off the coast of Senegal, according to the BBC. Many thanks to all of you for your listening role. Thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped to make this edition of News Desk a success. Thanks to our online viewers as well on Real TV. Nakita Roberts read for us the bulletin of the news tonight. Edwin Patafoyan Barat Sports, Copa Sangat Sarah Control and coordinated the sounds. Myean Torgbean has been behind the cameras. My name is Maka Davis, and thanks to our sponsors, Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. Good night.